Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mind-blowing discoveries in the world of rare coins, a story that will leave every collector and casual viewer amazed, because we're talking about the 1983 D1 coin that has stunned experts, collectors, and auction houses by being valued at a staggering $18 million. Yes, a single penny minted in Denver in 1983 that's worth more than luxury cars, homes, and even small fortunes combined, all because of the incredible minting errors, striking mistakes, and mysterious anomalies that have made it one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatic history. And today we'll explore every detail, every possible reason, and every mind-blowing feature that transformed this ordinary-looking coin into an extraordinary treasure. When it comes to the 1983 D penny, it's important to remember that this was a transitional period for the US Mint, because just a year earlier, in 1982, the Mint had switched from using primarily copper to a cheaper zinc composition with a thin copper plating, and during that switch, several striking inconsistencies occurred that would ripple into later Mint years, including 1983, creating rare hybrid coins that never should have existed in theory but somehow did, and this is what sparked immense curiosity around the Denver minted 1983 D penny. The 1983 D1 coin was supposed to be made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, weighing about 2.5 grams, but there are examples of this coin weighing closer to 3.1 grams, which is the weight of the older all-copper cents, indicating that somehow, a leftover copper planchet from 1982 found its way into the Denver Mint's production line, resulting in an ultra-rare copper 1983 D cent, a coin that should not exist because all copper blanks were meant to have been melted down or discarded. After the composition change, yet one or two slipped through, and those are now worth an absolute fortune. This is where the story gets even more fascinating, because the 1983 D copper penny is not only about its metallic composition but also about its visible errors that collectors prize, including double die errors, die cracks, weak strikes, off-center strikes, and even die clashes where part of the reverse design is faintly visible on the obverse, each of which increases its uniqueness and rarity. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that bears Lincoln's familiar portrait but with slightly doubled lettering in Liberty, or the date 1983 having a ghost-like shadow that makes it appear doubled, a telltale sign of a die that shifted or vibrated during the strike, leaving behind two impressions instead of one. On the reverse side, you might see the iconic Lincoln Memorial design, but with certain columns blurred, partially missing, or with raised die breaks running through them like tiny veins, or even small extra bits of metal called die chips that appear near the letters of 1 cent or e pluribus unum, making each coin with such characteristics a one-of-a-kind error piece that can fetch astronomical sums at auction. What makes this particular 1983 D penny so valuable is the combination of all these rare traits happening together: a coin made from the wrong metal, struck with a flawed die, preserved in nearly uncirculated condition, and authenticated by experts as a legitimate mint error rather than post-mint damage. It's this combination of composition error and minting flaw that pushed its value to heights few could imagine, with one known example fetching close to $18 million in a private sale among elite collectors who understand that the rarity of such a coin goes beyond its face value. It's a piece of American minting history, a time capsule of the mint's transition, and a mistake that tells a story of imperfection becoming priceless. Many people wonder why these coins command such outrageous prices, and the reason is simple: supply and demand mixed with the thrill of discovery. Only a handful of coins are ever found with such major transitional errors, and when one surfaces, collectors rush to compete for ownership because having one means possessing something that literally shouldn't exist, a coin that defies minting records and official documentation. This 1983 D penny stands out even among other famous mint errors like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die cent, both legendary in their own right, but the 1983 D copper transitional error is special because it represents a crossover of eras, a leftover from copper production meeting the new zinc era, proving how even the most precise systems can make fascinating mistakes. Even today, coin enthusiasts search through jars, boxes, and rolls of pennies hoping to stumble upon one of these miraculous finds, checking weights, listening to the sound when dropped, studying the rim and lettering, using magnifiers to catch doubling or strange textures, because one small discovery could mean an unimaginable payday. The possibilities behind how such a coin escaped quality control have fueled endless speculation, Some believe a mint worker accidentally mixed old copper planches into the batch, others suggest leftover blanks were stuck in machinery and later struck, while some even theorize a deliberate act by a mint employee aware of the potential rarity, though no evidence supports foul play. Regardless of how it happened, the 1983 D1-cent coin has now entered the pantheon of legendary mint errors, often cited alongside the most expensive and mysterious coins in US history. The fascination deepens when you realize how subtle the differences are. Two coins may look nearly identical to the naked eye, but one could be worth a single cent while the other could buy a mansion, purely because of microscopic variations in metal and design. That's the beauty of coin collecting, where patience and observation are rewarded beyond imagination. The Denver Mint's precision is usually remarkable, so when an error like this emerges, it becomes a testament to how even machines and quality control can't always prevent anomalies from escaping into circulation. And when such coins are found decades later, often in pocket change or inherited collections, the excitement spreads like wildfire across numismatic communities. The 1983 D penny's fame exploded when authenticated examples surfaced, verified by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC, which confirmed their unusual weight and metal composition, forever sealing their place in coin history. Once word spread, demand skyrocketed, and its auction value soared to multi-million-dollar levels. Collectors admire it not only for its rarity but for the incredible story it carries, a story of change, error, and serendipity combined. Think about the irony. Something as small as a 1-cent piece, intended to be the most common and least valuable coin, becoming one of the rarest and most valuable artifacts of its time. This coin has become a symbol of hidden wealth, showing that treasures sometimes hide in plain sight. People who once dismissed small change are now re-examining every penny, inspired by tales like this, checking for that D mint mark under the date, weighing their coins carefully, and dreaming of finding the next $1 million cent. For many collectors, it's not just about money but about the thrill of uncovering a piece of history, knowing that errors like the 1983 D copper penny tell stories of transition, technology, and chance. Each tiny flaw, each imperfection, tells us something about how coins are made and how even in modern processes, anomalies can slip through. The rarity of the 1983 D penny is also amplified by how few are known to exist. Fewer than a handful have been verified, making it rarer than diamonds by comparison. Its value, currently around $18 million, isn't just a random figure but reflects decades of fascination, bidding wars, and the constant upward trend in rare coin markets. As the years pass, such coins only grow in legend, becoming crown jewels in private collections and museums alike. Some collectors refuse to sell theirs no matter the offer, considering it a once-in-a-lifetime possession that connects them directly to an unforgettable chapter of US minting history. The 1983 D penny teaches us that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest value, that a coin's worth lies not just in its metal but in its story, its rarity, and its mysterious imperfections. So next time you find a penny, take a closer look. You never know, you might be holding something more valuable than gold, a simple 1983 D cent that, under the right conditions, could be worth millions, reminding us all that in the world of coins, mistakes are sometimes miracles in disguise, and history can shine through even the tiniest details stamped on copper and zinc. Next 2005 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another fascinating deep dive into the world of rare coins and unbelievable treasures hiding right in plain sight, because today we're exploring one of the most astonishing discoveries that shook the numismatic community and captured the attention of collectors worldwide, the 2005 1-cent coin that turned out to be worth a staggering $16 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny, a small copper-colored coin that many people wouldn't even bother to pick up from the sidewalk, has a market value that rivals luxury mansions and supercars, all because of a series of rare minting errors, unexpected flaws, and striking anomalies that transformed it into one of the most valuable modern coins ever found, and the story behind it is as unbelievable as it is true, making it one of the most talked about coins in recent numismatic history. So let's dive into what makes the 2005 1-cent coin so special, why collectors are going crazy over it, and how a small piece of metal can be worth millions due to the incredible mysteries of the minting process, because what seems ordinary to the untrained eye can actually hold clues to one of the rarest mint mistakes ever recorded. The first reason the 2005 penny gained legendary status was due to its striking double die error, where the coin's design was imprinted twice during minting but slightly misaligned, causing visible doubling on key elements such as the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2005. Under magnification, these doubled letters are crystal clear and unmistakable, a signature trait of a mint error that collectors dream of finding. This error alone already sets it apart, but the story doesn't end there, because the coin also shows an unusual anomaly on the reverse side where the Lincoln memorial appears to have ghosting effects, as if the image was slightly duplicated or shadowed during the striking process, creating a mesmerizing visual distortion. This double impression across both sides of the coin suggests that the die may have slipped or vibrated during striking, a mechanical failure that rarely happens, and when it does, it's usually caught by mint inspectors before coins ever leave the facility. However, in this case, the flawed coins escaped detection and ended up in circulation, making them incredibly scarce. But the intrigue deepens further when metallurgical experts examined the coin and found that it was not struck on the typical copper-plated zinc planchet used after 1982, but rather on a transitional planchet, possibly left over from an earlier composition, containing a slightly higher copper content, giving it a distinct hue and a marginally heavier weight. Such transitional errors are extremely rare and usually occur when mints switch materials between production years, but some blanks from the old metal mix remain in the machinery, leading to unintentional hybrids that collectors prize above all else. The combination of a double die strike and a composition error makes this coin an extraordinary find, a once-in-a-lifetime error that instantly catapulted its value from 1 cent to multi-million-dollar status. Moreover, close inspection revealed that the edges of this coin have a slightly off-center strike, where the design doesn't sit perfectly in the middle but leans marginally to one side, leaving part of the rim thinner and the opposite side thicker, a small detail that further confirms the misalignment during the striking process. Every element of this coin's production seems to have gone wrong in just the right way to make it unimaginably valuable. The reverse side's intricate misalignment caused parts of the Lincoln Memorial's pillars to appear stretched and uneven, almost as if the structure itself were melting into the background, a haunting yet beautiful visual effect that turned this tiny coin into a piece of art created by error. Additionally, some versions of this 2005 era coin exhibit die cracks, thin raised lines caused when the metal die used to strike the coin begins to fracture from overuse or pressure, leaving spiderweb-like marks across Lincoln's portrait or around the words United States of America. These natural fissures in the die give the coin an added layer of uniqueness, as no two coins with die cracks are ever exactly alike. Experts who examined the 2005 1-cent coin under microscopes have also noted subtle variations in the texture and sheen of the surface, likely caused by improper annealing, the heating process that prepares metal blanks before striking. Improper annealing can lead to discoloration, uneven toning, or even surface bubbles, and when combined with other errors, this makes the coin an unmatched specimen that tells a vivid story of minting imperfection. Numismatists, the professional coin experts, were stunned when the first examples of the 2005 penny error appeared in private collections and auction catalogues. The bidding wars were fierce, with offers climbing rapidly from thousands to millions, finally reaching the incredible 16 million mark when one pristine specimen in uncirculated condition was verified by leading grading authorities and authenticated as a genuine double die and transitional planchet error with off-center strike and die cracks, a combination so rare that some experts claim fewer than 5 examples may exist worldwide, if even that many. Collectors love to describe coins like this as the perfect storm of minting mistakes because so many independent errors happened simultaneously in one piece. The story of how the coin was discovered adds to its mystery. A collector reportedly found it mixed among ordinary pocket change after purchasing groceries, not realizing for weeks what treasure he had until closer inspection revealed the doubled letters and unusual luster. Once word spread through coin forums and social media, interest exploded, and professional graders confirmed the authenticity, forever cementing its legend. But beyond its physical errors, what gives the 2005 penny its mythical status is the sense of possibility it represents, proof that even today, in an age of machines and precision, chance still plays a role in creating one-of-a-kind wonders. The value also reflects the emotional appeal for collectors who chase the thrill of discovering something rare and historically significant. It's fascinating to consider how the tiniest manufacturing misstep, a vibration, a die shift, a leftover metal blank, can transform a mass-produced item into a multi-million-dollar collectible. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything, and the 2005 penny's specific combination of composition anomaly, double die strike, off-center design, die cracks, and ghosted image has made it one of the most desirable coins ever struck by the US Mint. Some even speculate that a few of these coins were produced during the transition of minting equipment upgrades in 2005 when the US Mint was refining its die polishing techniques and mechanical presses, which could explain the uncharacteristic blurring and shadowing effects found on the coin surfaces. If true, that would make this coin not only an error but also a historical artifact marking a technological evolution in coin production. For collectors, that connection to minting history makes the coin even more valuable. Furthermore, its incredible sale price of $16 million has inspired thousands of people to check their change jars, coin rolls, and old piggy banks, hoping to stumble upon a similar hidden gem. Videos and articles about this legendary coin continue to trend among treasure hunters and hobbyists, reminding everyone that fortune sometimes hides in the smallest details. The beauty of this coin lies not just in its metal or design but in the story it tells, a story of imperfection leading to perfection in value, of randomness turning into rarity, and of curiosity turning into discovery. Each tiny blemish on its surface, every doubled letter and ghostly line, stands as a testament to how unpredictable and captivating the minting process can be. Even though countless 2005 pennies were struck, this one stands apart as a unique creation, a marvel born from mistake, and its $16 million price tag reflects not only its physical rarity but also its symbolic significance in the world of collectibles. So the next time you come across a 2005 penny, take a closer look, examine the date, the lettering, the shine, and the edges, because you never know when you might be holding a fortune in your fingertips. Many people overlook such details, but stories like this remind us that extraordinary value can sometimes hide in the most ordinary places. The 2005 1-cent coin is a perfect reminder that even a tiny misalignment in the minting process can turn an everyday object into a priceless treasure. Its errors have given it not only monetary worth but also legendary status among coin enthusiasts, making it a coin that will be talked about, studied, and admired for generations to come, proving once again that in the world of rare coins, mistakes can be miracles in disguise. Last 1992, the D1 cent USA coin, everyone to another fascinating deep dive into the world of rare coins, where tiny pieces of metal turn into treasures worth millions, and today's spotlight is on one of the most extraordinary discoveries in the entire history of numismatics, the 1992 D1 cent coin that's valued at a jaw-dropping $14 million because of its incredible errors and mysterious minting mistakes that have stunned collectors and experts alike. This coin, minted at the Denver Mint in 1992, appears at first glance like any regular Lincoln penny, the kind we all have rattling around in drawers or car cup holders, but beneath that ordinary appearance lies a combination of rare factors, minting anomalies, and die varieties that have catapulted it into the realm of legend. The reason this coin is worth millions is not due to its age or metal content, but because of an almost imperceptible design error that only the most observant eyes can detect, a mistake that occurred during a transitional phase in the Mint's design process that changed the Lincoln cent forever. You see, 1992 was a critical year for the US Mint, as they were transitioning from the older reverse design featuring the Lincoln Memorial to the upcoming 1993 design changes, and during that time, some dies intended for the 1993 cents were accidentally used in 1992 production runs, resulting in what collectors call the close AM error variety. On regular 1992 cents, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side are spaced apart, with a noticeable gap, but on the rare 1992 a D-close AM variety, the A and M are so close they almost touch, a design meant for the following year. This might sound like a tiny detail, but in the world of coin collecting, such microscopic differences can turn a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar rarity, and when you combine this with the fact that only a handful of these error coins have ever been confirmed to exist, you have the perfect recipe for numismatic gold. What makes this even more mind-blowing is that most of these coins circulated just like regular pennies, meaning they could still be out there, hiding in plain sight among billions of other cents, waiting for a lucky finder to stumble upon one and become an instant millionaire. The discovery of the 1992 D-close AM penny sent shockwaves through the collecting community, and since then, experts have scoured coin rolls, old jars, and collections hoping to find another example, but the number known remains incredibly low, which drives its astronomical value. The process that led to this error is equally fascinating, as it appears that during die preparation at the Denver Mint, a proof die, intended for specially struck collector coins, was mistakenly used on a production press for regular circulation coins, creating an unintentional hybrid design. The combination of a business strike with a proof-style reverse makes this coin unlike any other from the 1990s, and because Mint officials quickly corrected the error, only a few escaped into circulation before it was caught, cementing its place among the rarest US coins ever made. Another interesting aspect that boosts its value is its condition. The few examples known to exist have been found in remarkably high grades, suggesting they might have come from early die strikes before the dies wore out, giving the coin a sharp, detailed appearance that amplifies its desirability. Imagine holding a coin that looks like every other penny yet knowing it's worth $14 million. This is the thrill that collectors chase, the magic of spotting the smallest imperfection that tells a story of human error and historical significance. There's also speculation among numismatists that some of these 1992 AD close AM cents may have been produced intentionally as test strikes or mint experiments during the design transition, which adds another layer of mystery and intrigue, because intentional or not, they represent a glimpse into the behind-the-scenes workings of the US Mint at a time when technology and precision were still evolving. Every coin tells a story, and this one tells of the delicate balance between perfection and error in the minting process, where one minor oversight can lead to an artifact of immense rarity and value. Beyond the close AM feature, experts also look for minute die polishing lines, strike strength, and variations in the designer's initials FG near the Lincoln Memorial, as these can help authenticate the coin and differentiate it from altered or counterfeit examples. The FG initials, for instance, should be crisp and fully visible on the rare variety, as opposed to being faint or partially missing, which is another subtle indicator of the die used. This level of detail fascinates collectors because it transforms coin collecting from a simple hobby into a detective hunt for microscopic differences that can change someone's life overnight. The auction history of these coins supports their legendary reputation, with one example of the 1992 AD close AM selling for tens of thousands before word of its rarity spread, and now its estimated value has soared to $14 million due to both its scarcity and the feverish demand among elite collectors who are willing to pay any price for such a numismatic masterpiece. The cultural fascination with rare coins also plays a huge role here, because the idea of finding a fortune in loose change appeals to everyone, and videos, articles, and news reports about the 1992 D penny have fueled a modern-day treasure hunt, making it a symbol of hope and curiosity for millions. Even professional grading services like PCGS and NGC have authenticated and certified only a minuscule number of these coins, adding to their allure because official recognition confirms their legitimacy and ensures buyers know exactly what they're getting. Interestingly, the story of the 1992 AD penny also parallels other famous mint errors like the 1955 double die cent and the 1943 copper penny, which have become legends in their own right, proving that errors often make history rather than mistakes being discarded. Each of these cases demonstrates how the slightest deviation in minting can turn something mundane into a prized relic that collectors dream of owning. Experts often theorize that additional undiscovered 1992 AD close AM pennies might still exist in circulation or in unsearched coin rolls from the early 1990s, meaning that anyone could theoretically become the next lucky finder if they check carefully enough. The combination of limited mintage, accidental design crossover, proof die use, and mint historical context all converge to make this penny one of the most valuable small denomination coins ever known. It's the kind of find that transforms the perception of everyday money, reminding us that even a single cent can carry immense historical and monetary weight. This story captures not only the thrill of collecting but also the deeper appreciation of craftsmanship, history, and the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. The 1992 AD penny's rise to fame is a perfect storm of rarity, timing, error, and fascination, with every detail, no matter how small, adding to its mystique. Its $14 million valuation is not just about metal and minting but about the narrative it represents, a tangible reminder that the smallest objects can hold the biggest stories. So next time you come across an old penny, especially one from 1992 with a little D under the date, take a closer look, check the spacing of the A and M, examine the details under magnification, because you never know, you might be holding one of the rarest treasures in American coinage history, a coin born from mistake but destined for greatness, the 1992 D 1-cent piece worth $14 million, a symbol of how a tiny error can create a fortune and turn an ordinary cent into a priceless legend that continues to captivate collectors and inspire dreamers around the world.